Hello guys, welcome back to the crew calling all units. Comparison test number 39. Circuit 7. The 7th category we are gonna test in circuit spec, and that are the utility cars. SUVs and pickups, that kind of thing. Let's have a look at the first one. The Cadillac Escalade 2012. Yep, they gave it a circuit spec here, why not? That's the new motto for the crew too as well. Why not, eh? Well, we will see. We are dealing with a night run here. That might be a benefit, especially for these more heavy cars. But yeah, it also might be a bit less visible on video. I do have the brightness at about 85% in the game. So to me it looks, yeah, not like daylight, but it's coming close. So, but it on video that might be look a bit differently. But we're dealing with the conditions that we get, as always, in these tests. You drive in the open world, yep. If it's nighttime, so be it. If it's raining, so be it. It has been raining by the looks of it, but at least it's dry this time. Ooh, got a bit stuck on gear there. Some wheel spinning action. That usually means. These things are heavy and big and wide, and yeah, they can take a hit. So if you hit a wall or even a traffic car, it's not gonna harm it that much. You get like some sort of bounce like I just did on that wall there, and other than that they just keep going. But my first feeling is that it lacks a bit overall speed in general, I think. And since you're dealing with heavy SUVs and pickups, yeah, you're not gonna take that super fast cornering action either. Bit of sparkles coming from the wall, but other than that it seems to also be able to wall ride of some sort. This is a pre-drive, so you might also encounter players in a Maserati, and you pass them in an SUV. All possible in a game. The chances you're gonna pass Maserati Gran Turismo with an Escalade in real life, unless Maserati is driven by some Sunday driver, it ain't gonna happen. Little correction to avoid traffic and you're in the wall. Yeah, that's what happened if you have a circuit spec SUV, I guess. They are not as maneuverable as you would expect them to be from a circuit car. But in a way it kinda goes okay if you consider the weight and everything. Even the time is not that bad by the looks of it. 3:30.5. Okay. Most of the winner battle cars that we have so far are going under 3:30 here. So we will see if that will be possible with one of the contenders in this category. The Chevrolet Silverado 1500. That's what we are having next in some sort of circuit spec. I think they even do real racing with these things, which also might probably be our best shot at getting a time under 3:30. I'm assuming in this category. Acceleration seems fine. Also feels might be lighter than the Escalade, but it definitely feels lighter when you're driving it. It's more maneuverable. Short turning ratio as well. Ooh. Good brakes. Pretty easy to take that corner there. About 900 kilometers on the clock, mainly because we had to use it in some summit time attacks. I'm more of a competitive player, so I'm usually involved in summit things or having some fun with friends, but like actually cruising around on the map without a goal, yeah, that's kind of boring for the competitive players. If there is not a goal attached to it, then what are you driving around for? That's sort of our idea of gaming. Doesn't mean we don't spend time in free drive. We do, but then we go for like the awards or something. Always have a goal. In that case, the goal will be to get the award. But I stopped doing that since some of these awards are bugged. Zoologist. Pretty much sure that I encountered every single animal in this game already. A zillion times, but it's still stuck at 95%. Sort of the same as Midwest completion. Done all the awards in the Midwest, but I don't get the completion award. Stuck at 98 or 96%. And the same goes for some other rewards. What is there? The South 25 named location. If you zoom into the map to a certain 2 or 3 zooms, I think, and then you actually see the 25 names on the map. You just drive through those cities and towns, go in and out from all kind of different angles and directions, and you're still not getting it. Stuck at 98%. And they worked in the beginning because a core, for instance, completed all the awards. 15,900 something points, and he get the prof license plate. Meanwhile, we are going smoothly through the corners here, even with a pickup. This is a pretty good car for being a pickup in circuit spec. You have to deal with what you have to deal with, but this thing goes pretty smooth around these corners and on that track. And the result of that is that we actually get a pretty super fast time of 324.5, considering a Ferrari 458, although daylight did 323. Ferrari F40 324 as well, 325 for the hot rod, 326 for the 4GT, stuff like that. So it's yeah, there's a good chance we've found our utility winner already. Unless the 2004 Dodge Ram SRT-10 is gonna change that. It's pretty okay as well if I remember correctly, but I'm not so sure it's gonna beat the Silverado, but might do, we will see. One of the official colors, this kind of green, I think it is. You can barely see it in the night, but bit of a problem with this video, I'm assuming. So far we had 3 night runs. And there are only 4 cars in this category, so I'm assuming that the Raptor will also be nighttime. Bit more wheel spinning coming out of the corners, not so much acceleration compared to the Silverado. Pretty smooth corner there. Usually you end up in the wall if you take the inside there, but not with this thing. Oversteers a bit, so you can sort of throw it in the corners, which is a good thing. I don't like cars understeering when I go into a corner. Long 6th gear. That's usually a killer for the overall speed, because it has 7 gears. Yeah, you could throw this car around pretty good. For being a pickup, definitely. Starting to get daylight, so might be that the Raptor, which we will be doing next, might be driving around in daylight. It's only about 2 hours in game, I think. That's about 10 minutes. Actually, real dark. Because at 2-3 AM in game time, it's already starting to light up. .26 kilometers I have on the clock, so I've barely driven this car, but came to the conclusion that this thing is pretty good. 3:27.4, it is 3 seconds up the time of the Silverado, but even then it is under 3:30, which makes it already a decent circuit spec, no matter what. But we can only have one winner, and so far that is the Silverado for this category. Because we only have 4 cars, I'm only gonna take one into the winner's battle. And that's probably gonna be the Silverado, because the Ford F-150 SPT Raptor, 300 kilometers on the clock, I have driven this thing, and it's not good at all. It's probably one of the worst. Well, it is I mean, for the utility, yeah. There are a few boats out there as well, so for the normal cars even. Long 5th gear already, that's gonna make the 6th gear even longer. And that's it. 350, something like that, we get there. And okay, this thing has no brakes. Optional brakes. Wheel spinning. Some understeer coming out of the corner. A bit of everything with this thing. But once it's going, it can get a decent speed, I think. Okay, some lift out there as well. Managed to avoid the wall there though. .320, 330. Yeah, it might be 340 something. It's possible it only has 6 gears, or a very short long 7th gear, where you only get into over 400 kilometers an hour or so. Second, we're coming. Still wheel spinning in the corner. Jesus Christ. It seems to be that once you touch the NOS, the nitro, that it does get like quite some extra oomph though. Oomph meaning some power, some extra speed. Pretty stable once you get it going, and that's all fine on roads like this. And then you get a twisty section, and then you're sort of gonna get into trouble. Understeer going in. Playing around with the throttle, otherwise you go to the outside of the corner. Again, understeer coming out. And somehow we managed to finish in a 331.7. Okay, whatever that means. Well, I know what it means. It means that it's not gonna be our winner. It was a fight from start to finish, and eventually we did an okay time with a 331. But it's not good enough. Escalade did 330, the Dodge Ram did a 327, and the Silverado even a 324. So we have our winner. The Chevrolet Silverado will go into the winner's battle. That means we have already a couple of supercars, a hot hatch, some retro cars, a muscle car, and so on. So we have only one thing to find out, and that is the bikes. That will be for the next video. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.